Alright, let's do this. That is quite a lot though, isn't it?
That is a lot.
Oh shit. Alright. But it's fine because we're going on a trip.
That was so lame. That was so lame. Imagine Taylor Cut doing that.
Me and Jonesy went to Paris last weekend. I don't get why people do that. It's not like I've just walked into the studio, take my jacket off. Weird. Me and Jonesy went to Paris last weekend. Or was it, I think it was weekend before. It was weekend before, 2 weeks ago. Me and Jonesy went to Paris 2 weeks ago for filming. But it was just filming. We're not. So the guys at Lacy Drive told me about this competition for Seagate's new 14 terabyte internal storage NAS drive. Whoa, that's quite a mouthful. They selected 50 filmmakers to go out, go wherever they can, do whatever they can, and basically produce a film that highlights their attributes as a filmmaker that matches the drive. That sounds so bad. The first take was way better. The first take is always better. Now we only had like 1 month to do it, and I had a really busy month that month. But I blocked out 4 days in my calendar, which was like the 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th, bearing in mind the deadline's on the 15th. And I had a rough idea on that first day of what I could do. I showed Dave my idea and sort of storyboard video that night, and he was like,
Yeah, let's do it.
No, not like that. So we made that decision like 8 p.m. on Thursday. So we flew to Paris and arrived at 7 p.m. on Friday night, shoot all night, stay in a hotel, get literally 2 or 3 hours sleep, get the flight back midday on Saturday, shoot some more stuff Saturday night here in Bristol, then edit all day Sunday and edit all day Monday. Ready for delivery Monday night. That's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, job done. Whoa, those clips are not from the actual video. They're just from random clips from the day or from the night or whatever. But I'll put the actual video in the description below. I've never done that with my hand. Feels weird, don't like it. But yeah, in terms of the actual video, let's watch a quick clip now. It took me 8 years to be able to make this video in 4 days. I want to expand on that a little bit, that statement I just made. It can sound a little obnoxious. Obnoxious. Is that the right word? I don't know. I'm not very good at the words. The astronomical amount of hours, time, and energy that builds up over years of experience to just go into, a month's project or whatever it is with your client that makes you valuable to them. As they always say in the videos, let me explain. But seriously, let me explain. So every time I visualize a video, it's a bit like this. I have this sort of starting point, which is where you are right now, right at the second before anything's happened. And then you have this visualization of the video, which is like way over here. And you've got all these decisions and challenges that you have to get through in order to get to your ultimate visualization of what you want your project to be. And like, for me, it's always the visualization that gives me the excitement and the energy to want to create this whole video in the first place. Sam, don't be ordinary. I always try to tell myself that. And one of my main aims as a filmmaker is to get as close to that visualization point as possible, which is why throughout the whole project, I'm constantly referring to it in my head. But I think to get to that point, you have to make a number of right decisions along the whole process. The right decision being the call that gets you as close to your final point as possible. And each one of those little decisions do add up to get to that point. And I kind of see it as like diving out of the way of all these bad decisions. Like, nope, can't do that, that's gonna look shit. Nope, can't do that, that's gonna look cringe. And these decisions are happening constantly. Hundreds, probably thousands of times over a project. Whether it's something cool, like deciding to keep that slow-mo flicker on that image. In fact, I don't actually know if Dave can get rid of that, but it looks cool. Decision made. Or deciding to capture a moment a number of times to try and get the right take. Spoiler alert.
That was the best one yet.
Sometimes things are acted a little bit. choice of music, choice of words, like delivery of the words. Rendering proxies to make files more manageable. That's something I only learned a few months ago. Using fractal noise on the text in After Effects to give it a bit more texture. And knowing that setting up dynamic links between After Effects and Premiere is really useful when you're editing, but when it comes to rendering, you're much better off exporting directly from After Effects and importing it to Premiere, because it's like 100 times quicker on the final export. Anyway, the specifics aren't what's important here. These are all really small things that, after a lot of experience working on something, when it really matters, you'll be able to make a quality call on it. And you'll get that little bit closer to what you visualized right at the start. I think, anyway. And in 4 days, there's no time for figuring anything out. You have to act quick and trust the decision you've made. Whoa. And I think that's why no one should feel too guilty about what they're charging. You've spent years building this experience and working in these environments and learning about the kit you're using or whatever. All that stuff adds up to these decisions that you'll make on the couple of days with your client when you're shooting. And that's what they're paying for, because your client doesn't have that experience. So you're benefiting your clients with skills that they don't have. And that's why I think, within reason, you're worth every pound. So don't feel too guilty about it. Because I went through a phase of being a bit funny about charging my clients for work. But I've come around that now, and I see it now. And I want you guys or anyone else watching this to see that a bit too. Anyway, I went off track a little bit there. And I'm not sure if I'll ever hit the thing I visualized right at the start of a project, because I've never seemed to do that. But one thing I can say with a bit of confidence is that, like, with each project, you visualize that a little bit more. And if you kind of go back over the projects you've done before, I think if what you visualize is increasing, the work you're producing is also increasing. So you are actually hitting points that you were visualizing a year ago. And all of this has come from hard work and commitment. There's that saying that says, if you put 10,000 hours into anything, you can become really good at it. It's work, and it's hard, and there are times that are like really tough. Also kind of struggling. So there's always this kind of, are we gonna be fine or are we not gonna be fine? Like when we were in Paris, we didn't actually get anything good between sort of 9 p.m. and midnight, sort of 12 p.m. The moment we got into Paris, it kind of it went a bit quiet. And now it's time to think, oh, what's going on here? You start to wonder around midnight, start thinking like, oh shit, is this actually gonna work? Like, we spent all this money, I don't even know if this is gonna be good, because we haven't got anything decent yet. But like, even if the video didn't work out, you know, it did, and it was cool, and it was fine in the end. Things have picked up a bit, I think. Yeah, I'm feeling better. But if it didn't, it would at least be an experience that you like learn something from, so that next time you can be that a bit more prepared. But I think it's all that experience that eventually builds you into something that you feel quite confident about. And those 10,000 hours just feel like a few hours? I should take my own advice and not put that in the video. Nope, can't do that, that's gonna look cringe. How long even is 10,000 hours? What is that? 10,000? The 10,000 hours works out about 3 or 4 years, but that's doing 60 hours a week, so okay, maybe 10,000 hours is like 8-10 years or something, I don't know. Check out the video, I'll put it in the description. I'm doing it again. Boop boop. So we're only 7 minutes over our park time, and that's cost us an extra 20 quid. Nice one, Jay.
What do you mean?